Hello everyone. Wish you all a happy New Year 2023. Today I brought a book. It's a classic book known as Meditations written by Marcus Aurelius. Meditations. Don't think that this book is about meditations. It is sort of a self-affirmation. And let me first speak about the author Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius is a king, was a king, and he wrote this unbelievably 1800 years before. And this book was not meant to be published. This book was sort of an affirmation. The king on the battlefield, he used to write every day, and that was compiled by some of his generals, and later this was named as Meditations, and that is how this book became so popular. Today you name some of the best leaders of the world or the best leaders, they were ruling the world earlier. Many of them, for them, this book is their favorite book. So what is so much good in this particular book? As a reader, we must know. Well, meditations, as I said, it is nothing to do with meditation. This is not a how to meditate book, but it's an expression of gratitude. Marcus Aurelius, in the first chapter, he expresses gratitude and he identifies the good habits of his own people. When I say his own people, his father, grandfather, mother, wife, friends, ministers, and so on, brothers, sisters, and sisters' son, and brothers' children, and his own generals. So the first chapter, initially I thought, what is that he is talking about? That gives you a great lesson for us. We generally look at the bad things of any person, but there are so many good things in everybody. So how many times you have gone through those good qualities and noted, or have you observed that? And that is the first chapter where Marcus Aurelius has observed about 100 to 200 people's good qualities. I like that particular chapter. Then he goes on writing about some good qualities and values, and these values are for him to refer every day. So Marcus Aurelius, as I said, he was a king 1800 years before, and he was a good king. He was respected by everybody, even his enemies respected him. That kind of a king he was, and he followed certain principles and philosophies. You might have heard a philosophy called Stoicism. So Stoicism, this Marcus Aurelius is a great believer in the Stoicism philosophy, that Stoicism believes in nature. You believe in nature and you expect the good and bad from the nature and have a simple life. There are anecdotes when Marcus Aurelius was young child, young student, adolescent student. He was lying on the floor and he was sleeping. And his mother is the one who convinced him to lie on the bed, to sleep on the bed. So that was the simplicity with which this king, when he was young, he grew up. So that is something, he inherited, and this lived with him for many, many years during his older period. And this Meditations has got about 12 chapters, and each chapter, everyday morning muse, rather you can say, wherein Marcus Aurelius speaks about a philosophy, a belief, and something he considered very, very essential. I went through this book. This book is a fabulous book, and of course this is philosophy, so not too complex, rather it's too simple. You need to read again and again. I went through this book, plus I also listened to the audio book, and it's good. And earlier I reviewed yet another book known as The Miracle Morning. In this particular book, Hull Elrod speaks about some good habits, where the first thing he speaks about early morning silence. You need to have silence in the morning. The moment you get up, you become silent and you meditate, and then you start your day. So that goes well with this philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, where he speaks about silence and he speaks about affirmation, and then he speaks about vision, how you have to visualize things, and then action, reading and writing, and so on. So if you are interested in looking at the review of this book, you can go back to my channel. But this book, as a closure note, I would advise everybody to keep this as a Bible. It could be a Bible, it could be a Bhagavad Gita, or it could be a Quran. And this, of course, this is a non-religious book. And these philosophies are all very useful and for a day-to-day use for anybody, be a king or a commoner. This book is going to be very good. I'm sure if you buy this book, you will enjoy. And if you have not subscribed this channel, do subscribe this channel. And what do you think about this particular review? Please put it on the comment section. Thank you so much.